In 2142, the city never slept. It flickered. Neon teal and amber bled through rain, turning puddles into cracked holograms. Drones skimmed low clouds, lenses blinking over vertical slums and corporate spires. On a watched grid, real secrets moved off network, carried by people paid to be forgettable. Couriers. The courier threaded the crowd with his hood up, slipping past noodle stalls and broken ad holos selling discount salvation. He cut through a flooded alley. Oil-slick water smelled like old circuitry. Above, a monorail screamed past. Down here, gangs watched the street like it owed them money.
You lost, runner?
Just passing through.
A drive chip rode under the courier's tongue, rust and mint biofilm sealing it. One bad punch and a month's rent vanished. A drone pivoted, evaluated the alley, then moved on, convinced nothing valuable existed.
Heard Courier's been carrying nice things.
The courier marked the dull glow of a knife implant at the wrist.
Then you heard wrong.
The courier let his jacket fall open just enough to show a holstered shock pistol.
City's getting unfriendly.
Only if you make it that way.
The courier stepped past, not exhaling until the voices dissolved into rain. That was the job. Move fast, look boring, never ask what you carried. He emerged onto a wider avenue where stacked walkways spilled water like waterfalls. Billboards fought for airspace, each one promising a different corporate heaven. His HUD pinged, destination 0.7 km, ETA 8 minutes, risk manageable. Station steps, 2 at a time. The platform opened in layers, rails crossing like luminous scars, towers stabbing into cloud. Somewhere high above, a searchlight swept, then moved on. The courier boarded, pressed between damp coats. The carriage hummed with practiced indifference. An ad flooded the windows. Future-proof your memories with EverTrue's certified life logs, because you deserve a story that never glitches. The courier looked away. He'd seen what Core did to people who outsourced remembering, then got billed for the privilege. 8 minutes later, a quieter station, a stairwell, a door with a half-dead sign, a martini glass and bar. Inside, old smoke, newer filters, amber bulbs fighting teal spill from a cracked hollow screen. Behind the counter, the handler wiped a glass, eyes too still.
You're late.
I'm 5 minutes early.
Late to my expectations, then. You still carrying?
The courier lifted a hand like he was scratching his lip and let the chip roll from under his tongue into his fingers.
All yours.
The handler confirmed the matte black shard and slid it into a slot under the counter.
Easy run?
Depends.
You came back vertical. Success. Payments on your cred line, minus fees.
Of course.
The handler slid a second object across the counter. A translucent data shard, edges pulse faint teal, wrong for any legal manufacturer.
Another run?
Anonymous corporate client. Tags obscured. They requested you.
They know my name?
They know your route profiles. That's enough. Sector 12. Old transit relay under the Kaito overpass. Tight window.
The contract flashed, 3 times his usual. Suspiciously close to disappear for a month money.
That's 3 times.
3 times more reasons not to ask questions.
What's on it?
No.
The handler leaned in.
You take the shard. You don't jack into it. You don't scan it. You don't show it off. You hand it over where I tell you. When I tell you.
And if I say no?
I find another courier. They screw it up. Corps blame me. You lose your paycheck. You're good at this. Boring. That's why they asked.
The shard waited between them like a tiny heartbeat. The courier reached out. The moment his fingers touched it, his retinal HUD stuttered. The bar vanished. A wide plaza under a clear sky. Sunlight, not neon, cutting sharp lines across pale stone. People laughing, unarmed, unhurried. Towers in the distance, but not the ones he knew. Different silhouettes, different corporate sigils. A fountain, dry and bright, Street signs in a typeface his city didn't use, yet his eyes read them like childhood. Then it snapped away. A debug line flashed. Visual feed error, non-referential frame, discarded.
You gonna pass out, or is that your thinking face?
The courier realized he was gripping the shard too tight.
Glitch. Just a flicker.
Your implant's cheap out. That's between you and your surgeon. Don't make it my problem.
The courier flexed his fingers, but the afterimage stayed. Laughter in a place he'd never walked. And the wrong, sharp certainty that he had.
Delivery point?
Kaito overpass. Move now. Make it clean. And Courier, whatever you think you saw, forget it. Clients like this don't forgive curiosity.
The courier slid the shard into the inner seam of his jacket and stepped back into the rain. The door shut like it wanted distance. The city folded around him with machine indifference. Under the jacket, the shard warmed against his chest, like it had a pulse. He walked toward the Kaito overpass. Every few steps his HUD flicked, as if some other map was trying to load. It wasn't just visual noise. A faint audio artifact rode the rain. Crowd murmur in frequencies too clean for this district. A transit chime that didn't match any line he knew. He checked his pockets by habit. Creds, decoy drive, burner comm. His fingers came away shaking, irritated at the tremor. The overpass loomed ahead, a jagged vein of concrete and steel. Traffic roared above. Down here, the noise broke into metallic drips. The courier followed the service path, boots splashing through puddles that reflected glitching signs and the occasional corporate slogan stuttering mid-loop. His HUD tried to keep him en route, but ghost lines overwrote it. Streets with different names, a transit map in unfamiliar colours. He told himself it was just interference, the kind that ate cheap optics. Then the smell hit, warm bread, citrus, sun-baked stone. Impossible sense, slipping through the chemical rain like a memory with teeth. Under the overpass, the relay hub crouched behind rusted mesh and a flickering holotag. Kaito, transit, subnode, 12B. His HUD ticked. Arrival confirmed. Wait for handshake. The shard warmed, syncing with an exchange the courier wasn't supposed to see. Like something on the other end recognized him. A panel on the relay door clicked aside, revealing a narrow slot lined with pale blue light. His HUD pinged, "Insert payload." The courier unsealed his jacket seam, fingers closing around the shard. It throbbed once like it objected. He hesitated a fraction too long. Somewhere left, metal scraped concrete. A shape peeled from the shadows. Smooth armor under a soaked cloak. Visor dim.
Courier, step away from the slot.
You lost something?
The path behind the courier folded shut as two more shapes took position.
You're carrying an asset that doesn't belong to you.
Story of my career.
The shard burned in his palm, heat crawling up his arm. His HUD stuttered, replacing the underpass for a beat with that other place again. Same pillars, but clean. Alive with commuter chatter he didn't know, but somehow understood. In the overlay, no armored figures waited. Just people hurrying, living. The two realities jittered, fighting for the same coordinates.
Last chance. Hand it over. Walk away. No records.
The courier heard the offer his whole life had trained him to take. He also heard an echo under it, laughter in bright air, a name half-formed on his tongue. His implant warned, "Neural load spike, unsafe." He thought of the handler's warning, and the pay, and the simple life of being invisible. He thought of the plaza, clear sky, like a lie with better lighting.
Change of plan.
He jammed the shard into the slot. The relay hub screamed to life. Static blew across his HUD. The world snapped white. Somewhere, inside that burst of noise, a city that didn't exist tried to wake up.